I will.
Well, that didn't work. Welcome, guys. I was trying to smoothly go into the mic there and get the AC working and everything, but no, that didn't work at all. I left the speakers going and the mic was started picking up the music, and there was probably some feedback there. But welcome back to Watch With Us, everybody. It's me and Kat here. Sorry about the delay. We had all kinds of technical difficulties.
Well,
technically
there's difficulties.
Yeah. Apparently the AC unit can't run in the same breaker as my giant computer and TV and all that shit, which I probably should have guessed before I plugged it all into the same thing.
Touché.
But at least now we have a cool room to do an hour in as it heats up again. There we go. Stop watching on here. So how you been, Kat?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
You know. Life's.
The show's not starting. I just started the timer there. Okay.
We are live, though, right?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
The mic is being picked up. Yeah, it says we're live. Okay. Yeah. So this might be the last time you're here for a while. She's
fair enough.
Ready to burst here.
Very ready to burst. Possibly going through contractions.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Quite possibly in contractions.
There is a possibility you will actually hear her water break live on the internet.
I don't think you hear the water break.
Well, if you're standing up, I'm hearing like a sploosh. Yeah. The water hitting the floor will do something.
All I think of is Pam.
Sploosh.
Oh, thank you, Archer.
If you're watching this live with us, X-Files. If not, you probably already have that queued up because I'll name this X-Files. But yeah, X-Files episode 10, Fallen Angel.
Oh, we're on episode 10 already, eh?
Yeah, I'm actually going to make a playlist after this posts, and we'll have the first 10 episodes of X-Files in a playlist alongside the first 10 episodes of Star Trek. I also have a playlist that has all the live shows on it.
Nice.
But they're all live shows now. I don't do any pre-recorded ones, barely ever. Yeah, so that playlist is kind of useless. But I should probably just have a playlist of everything in order. You know what I mean?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Like from the dates that we did it instead of just all X-Files.
Just all Star Trek or all X-Files, exactly. So this week I might get to work on...
See the progression?
Yeah, exactly. So this week you might see 3 playlists posted. Yeah. So let's get this going here. Let's see if... There we go. You guys should see the timer now. Go and play it. We're a little behind there, but this should be good too because we won't have any fucking crosstalk. Last few episodes have been heavy in the guests.
Yes.
A lot of people yelling, and last week at your baby shower
It got
that
crazy
mic,
and I walked away.
yeah, the mic and the phone was not doing what I thought it would do with the mic. I actually had the snowball there, but I couldn't get it working on mobile. All right, rural cop. This guy has red shirt written all over him. Speaking of red shirt,
I thought you were going to say urban.
no, he's the first guy in the episode we see. He's a cop, and I should put the subtitles on so we can know what's going on.
Fallen Angel, what is this one about?
I'm thinking an angel
The
is
Val?
the alien. No, an angel. I wasn't being that much of a jackass. I'm thinking they're ripping off that Stephen King miniseries.
That's very possible.
Yeah, they do a lot of like crammed in science fiction movies into it. Remember we already watched The Thing?
Yeah.
It was like the whole episode was the rip off
totally
of the
remember.
thing. Yeah.
And it was, by all means. Who was getting pissed off about that? Was that you or Dave?
No, it was as I realized it halfway through, and I was trying to prove it to you guys that this is garbage because you guys were enjoying the episode, and I wanted you not to.
Oh, thanks for that.
Well, no, I was getting pissed off about the whole thing was caused because of the dog.
Yes.
If they had just killed that dog right at the very beginning, no human beings would have died.
But dog lives matter.
Yeah.
Even
This
black
guy
dogs.
Plays the greatest creepy evil prick.
Yeah, it's his facial expressions.
Yeah.
He's good at them. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I started watching with Malcolm because we watch these cheesy, stupid shows that are kind of like background so we can talk, but you still kind of learn something. So there's this magician Secrets Revealed on Netflix right now.
Oh, okay.
And
Never heard of it, but yeah.
yeah, whatever. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Not jokes, but like
Simple tricks. that
Yeah,
he's explaining.
some not so simple where I'm like, oh, that one's cool to know that I didn't, but most of them you already figured out.
Yeah.
For the most part. Anyway, they've had about 5 different X-Files references of like
really?
Mulder and Scully, and I'm only in episode 4.
You should watch that Penn and Teller show, Fool Me, I think
Okay.
it's called. They sit in the audience as a magician goes up and does a trick.
Cool.
And then they tell them exactly how they did it in
Yeah.
front of the whole audience. Penn and Teller just stand up and said, okay, you did this, you did this, you did this, and this, and this. And then most of the time the magician goes, yeah, you got me. That's
Touche,
exactly
you're
what I
right.
did.
Yeah.
But occasionally the guy will go, no. And then Penn and Teller will like whisper to each other and stuff. And they're like, well then, good job, because we don't know what you did.
Well, that's what Malcolm and I have basically been doing, Penn and
Yeah,
Teller style.
trying to get it, figure it out before they
even
explain
do.
it. Yeah.
And there's only been a couple where I was like, oh, it's magnets, and it wasn't magnets. It was something like
Yeah.
way more in depth. But I'm like, ooh.
I'd love to see
through, guys.
the bullet catch one. Have you ever seen Penn and Teller's bullet catch?
Actually, I haven't seen Penn and Teller's, but they did show how they do that.
The hand one or the teeth one?
Teeth.
Yeah. That Ben and Teller like mastered that one. Apparently they're the first ones to do it. The bullet catch when they shoot. Both of them shoot bullets at each other, and they both catch them with their teeth.
I don't know. I've never seen the Penn and Teller one, so I've only seen this one guy explain how they do the.
It's a palm and hand thing, and I'm assuming a blank. They
No, it's actually I guess it's not really even a blank because what they do is they put old gunpowder in, but no gunpowder is coming out, and then they put the marked bullet in the gun, and then you know how they pack it down. Well, at the end of them packing it down, there's a fucking magnet that pulls the thing back up. So when he's pulling it up, he just palms it, and then. I guess because it goes through the glass first, right?
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll have another like strip along the glass where it's all timing, where someone from the stage goes click on a button and then
the glass
shatters.
Yeah. It's probably
you
along
hit the
the same
trigger.
lines.
There's like something along the side of the gun that makes what this puff like almost like a blank wood, but it's not like it's a little more in depth than that. But
that sounds probably what Penn and Teller are doing, but the weird thing is they're using revolvers.
Well, you could have your firing pin off,
and
but you would.
They get people to write the first letter of their name on the bullet and the second letter of their initials name on the casing. Okay. So then when they fire the bullets off, they look in the teeth and it says cat. Casing too, it says K, and then they open up the gun and the bullet's discharged and the casing's still in the revolver and it says an M.
Totally different than the one they showed me then.
I think at the beginning they do say this is a classic trick that we have our own spin on, and then they usually they use muskets. That's exactly what they do.
It was a musket.
Yeah, Penn and Teller both pick up muskets and they go, usually people use muskets, and then they put them down and then they go, but we're going to use, and they pull like these giant fucking revolvers.
It's another fucking sleight of hand. Like that's what I've noticed. It's either sleight of hand and or it's light. Yeah. The way they.
I get into magician shit every maybe 6 to 18 months. Get into a cruise, but then I get through all the Penn and Teller stuff, and nothing else is as good. Like it's all just charlatans and fucking jackasses, like those Chris Angel jackasses, the street musician bullshit.
And I can't stand any of that.
And it's all camera tricks, and you can tell every goddamn time that they're just editing it to make it look like he's doing something cool. And then I just stop.
And what they show in this one on Netflix is there's no camera tricks. Yeah. It's all sleight of hand or it's your lighting and the way they turn things and
camera tricks
or just magic. Look at my hands while someone's over there doing it.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like by all means, like it's still fucking interesting. Like it's as far as shit TV's concerned.
Yeah. I enjoy the skill. Like, I respect the skills you need to be able to pull that kind of shit off.
Yeah, it's fucking art, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just like card tricks, like, even that simple, I find I'm impressed with.
Yeah.
But it's those people who, like, fucking...
if you can fool me because I'm a cynic, like, by all means.
Those people that I like that do that go, this is a trick. Like, there's a way I'm doing this. It's a sleight of hand. I can't stand the Chris Angel assholes who, like, play it up like it's magic. And,
I'm special.
Or I'm gonna fucking sit in a water. I'm gonna sit in a water tank for 12 hours. Like, who cares? You have oxygen feeding into you, and you're just like, of course you can stay in a tank.
This baby's been in my belly 9 months.
Yeah, exactly.
The 12 hours does not impress me.
Not at all. Like, it's an endurance test. It's a stupid endurance test. Who cares?
Stupid endurance test. Fair enough.
I wonder if Bojo's getting picked up on the mic. I'm trying to keep. Well, that you are definitely.
She totally is.
A little bit. I don't know if it's registering. I think the spike there is cut off right when. I don't know. Be funny.
Well,
every time we stop talking.
Little fucking like her clickety nails. Oh yeah, that is pretty much. Yours looks like what though? Like.
Yeah, there's a little bit of different coloring in the spaces of yours. You have like little ditches or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much that's what it's like in every room.
Yeah, fair enough. I like the dark wood too.
Yes, we needed that. For a FBI agent, he really does not have any backup ever, eh?
Mulder?
Yeah.
No, he's like fucking Rambo.
But I mean, he is the FBI's, like, the guy they picked to look at this stuff, and they don't give him any support. I guess that's the whole point of the show, is they're trying to cover shit up.
Yeah, that's exactly why they gave him no support.
Yeah, but you think...
they sent the one person to support him.
They sent to spy on him, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, this whole thing...
Sent to deliberately fucking screw his shit up.
I mean, I guess we're still in the first season. He probably doesn't trust fucking Scully as much as he can throw her, or as far as he can throw her.
Well, I don't. Yeah,
because she's still writing the reports,
it's not like in the later, and she's still writing her reports.
Because there's at one point where she just like tells that guy off that she's writing the reports too, and she says, "You're not getting anything out of me anymore." And she stops writing the reports, I think.
So is it Skinner, the bald-headed guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's the one that hosts. That magic thing.
Oh no shit! Really?
That's why.
You didn't mention it at the beginning. Yeah.
I know.
I was just having fun talking about magic.
Yeah. I was trying to get back to that.
Yeah, swing it back around.
Yeah. It's probably why they reference it so often, but it's some of the little things they say are funny. Like every now and again, they get a good zinger in there, and I'm like, ha ha ha.
I wonder if like back when this aired in the '90s, when he pulled out that film to like ruin the negatives.
Yeah.
Like if you do that, you can see what the picture is taken of. It's like film, like a movie film.
If you're in the right lighting, yes.
Yeah, even if it's exposed to light, you can still see the picture. You just can't develop it because it's been exposed.
Correct.
He just opened up an empty film can then with no pictures on it, and but you couldn't tell, I guess, on like old shitty TVs in the '90s. But we could tell right now. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I looked at it all. I was like, there was not one single picture on that film.
Of course they wouldn't fucking take like, why would they bother?
Yeah, because it wouldn't come up on the camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think they would even bother now? Do you think they would go to that kind of level?
Yeah, but I was just...
Yeah, because of fucking nerds like you.
I was just watching an interview with the writers of The Simpsons, and they were talking about, you know how they do those jokes in the backgrounds on, like, movie signs and fucking other stuff? He said, like, back in, like, season 2, we put, like, 2 or 3 of the ones you could see that were close, like, just say a library scene, that's what he was talking about, all the books on the shelves. He's like, on the table in front, you'd see 2 books where you could read them, but all the ones in the backgrounds would just be squiggly lines.
Yes.
Because no one would be able to read that stuff on their TVs.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, like last season or something like that, they had Lisa in a library for one scene, and they had to think up like 30 different book titles, all jokes, to put on the thing. They all laughed, and he's like, yeah, Lisa's not going back to the library. We have to do that all the time.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah. But like, you can't even get, like, you're watching it on that TV in the first time, unless you have DVR and you can pause it. Like, nobody's getting any of those jokes.
No.
Like, you have to be able to pause it and then sit there and read 30 different jokes and then continue on with the episode. Most people aren't doing that, so you're just wasting your time reading all those jokes.
Or you have to watch that episode 30 times and read one each time, but
he's like
that's
we don't
what
think,
I used to do.
Yeah, but he's like, we don't go in there thinking, oh, we're gonna we have all these funny jokes, we're gonna place her in the library. We write a story that makes her go to the library for some reason, then we go, oh fuck, we can't change it. She has to go to the library now. We're committed. Yeah. So now we have to think about 30 fucking jokes on books. And he's like, yeah, we'll remember that, and nobody's going to the library.
No one's going to a library.
Yeah. He was actually mentioning, I can't remember exactly why or how, but he just thought of this stupid joke to be on the marquee in front of the theater. And I think it was When Planes Attack, I think was the title of the movie. And he just thought about it taking a dump somewhere or something like that. He just thought and wrote it down on a crap piece of paper, and then it ended up being in the episode. And then 15 years later, he was at the Springfield recreation at Hollywood Studios or whatever, where they have a mock-up of the city of Springfield. And he walked past the theater, and it says When Planes Attack on there, and he's like, fucking Christ. It's like a 10-second joke. And it's like immortalized for all time in like the Simpsons Hall of Fame, yeah.
But in all fairness, like, there's a lot of obscure things about the Simpsons that have stuck.
Totally.
That
there's a video online where you can watch somebody, all those Rainier Wolfcaster clips of the movies, and they've strung them all together through like a decade of the different Simpsons.
I've seen it on YouTube.
And it makes sense. It actually flows, and it tells a story, and you can like watch it, and it's like a 15-minute short film about McBain. That's it, McBain.
McBain, yeah, but it's Wolfcastle. But
that's his name, and the actors in the show.
That's his character in the show.
Yeah. But the character he plays in the movies
is McBain.
Yeah. The goggles, they do nothing.
I love the goggles. Radioactive boy.
Yeah. Or the Up and At Them. No.
That's the same. That's the same episode. Yeah.
Up and At Them.
No. Actually, conveniently enough, I play fucking Tapped Out on my phone. It's one of the things, my small joys that I still do while being, like, ridiculously pregnant.
Yeah.
And right now, it's the comic book, and it's got Radioactive Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Or Fallout Boy.
Fallout Boy,
Fallout Boy.
And Radioactive Man.
Radioactive Man, and the Pie Man, like Homer's Pie Man, when he had that pie crust.
Oh, yeah.
And,
the new South Park game. Did you ever play Stick of Destiny?
Malcolm.
Or Stick of Truth or whatever. Yeah. It was all fantasy and Lord of the Rings and stuff. Yeah. This new one, it's called...
I didn't realize there's a new one. That's awesome.
It's something... It's a play on words with butthole. I can't remember what it is. The something butthole. Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole.
I'm just gonna Google fractured butthole.
Fractured butthole. That's the name of it. Anyway, that's the name of the new South Park game, and it's all superheroes. So you make your own superhero.
But butthole hole.
Yeah.
Is a hole.
Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole. Fractured butthole. Yeah. Say it real quick. That
actually goes back to an episode.
Yeah. There's the same thing with the Stick of Truth. That was all based on like other stuff that happened in the series that like spun off into the game kind of thing.
Okay.
And this new one is Marvel superheroes. You get to pick your own superhero instead of your own fantasy character.
Oh, so like that is that why Raccoon Boy or whatever his name is?
You run into the Stan, Michael, and Carl, or Stan, Michael, and Kenny, and Stan, Kenny, Cartman, and Kyle. Yeah. They give you quests in the game, and they give you like, kill all these orcs and stuff, and kill all this stuff. But in this game, because in the series, when they play superheroes, Cartman is the coon. Kyle is the kite. And he's a giant kite in his outfit. Yeah.
Wow.
Kenny is Mysterion, and he actually talks. Because Mysterion doesn't have the mumble, so he takes off the outfit and puts on a mask.
But Mysterion does in the episodes.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So it's like the only time you ever hear Kenny talk normally is because he's playing
but it's
Mysterion.
In a Batman voice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because apparently the only thing that makes him mumble is that stupid suit.
Yeah, well, because it's like tied up over his face.
Yeah. And I can't remember what Stan is. Stan's a ninja or something generic or something like that. But yeah, and you create your own little 8-year-old boy who has his own powers, and you do missions for them and stuff, just like the Stick of Truth. Unfortunately, the Stick of Truth, it was good, but there's like zero replayability.
That's what I heard. It was like one of those where
you just go through it once. It's like, it's good, but you're... And I guess it's long enough that you would forget the jokes again, but I had like once I finished it, I really had no desire to start a new character and do another class or anything like that. So I'm glad that this is coming out.
Well, what pees me off is like you just paid $80 for that.
And yeah, I'm not going to do that again. I bought the Stick of Truth like the second it fucking came out, and
I remember.
And I played it and it was good, but I definitely had buyer's remorse. I'm going to wait till it goes on sale this time.
Yeah, well, right? That's what I say. Like,
well, it's the same thing with Doom. The new first-person shooter, Doom. They just came out. It's like $80, and
you know,
it's
great. Doom or Doom?
Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, Doom. But it's the same thing. It's a first-person shooter. I'm not paying over almost $100 for a fucking first-person shooter. Like it's.
No.
You wait 6 months and it comes on sale, and I'll pay $40 for it. Like I'm not gonna do full price for that shit.
Or you wait and get it off Kijiji from some guy that bought and sells it for $20.
I don't care about physical copies anymore. I just want my digital on Steam.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, don't blame me. Who wants to, like, I don't know, Danny and I were talking about that as far as, like, he's got all the shit tons of actual physical movies.
Yeah.
And that's great. It really is, don't get me wrong.
But more often than not, it's a pain in the ass.
More often than not, it's a pain in the ass. I gotta store those, and then we gotta move those, and then... God. It's just so much easier to fucking plug in a hard drive.
Mm-hmm. I went to go install Star Trek Online a couple weeks ago again, and it was quicker.
The game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I have a physical copy of it because I got like the Founders package when it first came out. So I got this nice box and a comm badge and shit, and some art. And I was like, oh fuck, I got the disc. I don't have to download it. So I put in the disc, and it was just like, it said like the Windows, which is probably a lie, but it said it was gonna take like 2 hours to fucking install. I was like, fuck that. And I went online. I just turned on Steam. They have the game there. And I just downloaded it and it took like 25 minutes to download and install. And I was on. And patch and everything. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Fucked up, eh?
Yeah. Well, and my DVD drive is old, but still.
Well, it's because no one uses them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. I've got a DVD drive on my laptop, and I think it causes me more hassle because it always clicks open and I have to keep shutting it.
Yeah.
Like,
you're never putting anything in there.
Never. So, by all means, yeah, like, why? It's not something you tend to upgrade to too much, right?
There's actually very few games I'm looking forward to in the immediate future. That South Park one. There's a No Fault in Our Stars game that's like it's like a fucking on the fly generated universe of like a bunch of different stars that you can travel to that you play online, and it's like billions apparently. You just fly into a star system and the game like automatically generates some planets and some people living on there and stuff, and then you leave that.
Cool.
Yeah, you leave that and then it just erases it. And if you go back there, it'll bring up the memory of what happened there, but it just doesn't exist in the game anymore. And you go to another star, and there's a whole other system there, and like it's
crazy.
Yeah. It looks pretty ambitious, and it's still an alpha, but I'm kind of looking forward to that. Depending on how much you can do in the game.
Well, the first few is going to be limited, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, while they work.
Well, it's not even in like it's not even open to testing yet. Yeah, it's not even beta. Open. Well, no, it's even before that. They haven't even started testing it with mass people yet.
Oh, really?
They're still creating the game essentially.
Oh.
The only footage we've seen is like the developer actually playing it. Like nobody else has got their hands on it apparently.
Well, you're lucky to have seen it then.
It was they just had the E3 thing last week. And they did an interview with the guy. I'm actually looking forward to the new Pokemon game too. They're doing this. You download this app on your phone, and you pull out your camera.
Okay.
And you point your camera at the bush, and the Pikachu appears in your phone, superimposed in the actual world in your backyard, coming out of the bush.
Okay.
And then you hit a button and you throw your Pokemon at him, and you have a battle in real life, in looking through your camera at your backyard with two Pokemon. Okay,
this sounds something like Dave was telling me as far as a new Star Trek game coming out, where you can either have it for your phone or you can have it with the headset, those glasses, whatever those are.
You don't. I guess you wouldn't have. You could put this on your face, I guess, but you can just hold it.
Yeah, no, but that's still fucking pretty badass. Where we're starting to get a lot more interactive with.
And if you have like your Wi-Fi
holograms or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have your Wi-Fi on and you run into somebody, you both look at on your camera. There'll be like probably a superimposed red circle, like a sumo, a wrestling match thing, and your Pokemon will appear there, and I'll see his Pokemon from my perspective, and he'll see my Pokemon from his perspective, and we'll watch them fight. Yeah. It's the nerdiest fucking thing ever, but I still think it's the coolest thing ever.
It's cool, yeah.
And it'll get me out of the house, too. I'll go down to the park and try to fucking catch, like, Rattatas and, like, fucking Bulbasaurs.
I can't believe you said the Rattatas, because I like that purple fucker.
Yeah.
The cat, right?
He's kind of a cross between a mouse and a cat.
Yeah.
Tiny thing.
Yeah.
One of the cutest first level ones.
He was one of the cuter ones. That and the Charmander, like the Charizard, like that group of them. I think the dinosaurs were that guy was my favorite.
Well, the best thing about Charizard is he actually got the wings at the end. You like turn into a huge dragon.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I like dragons.
I was a purist. I always got the same team that the kid in the cartoon got, Ash. Yeah. I always had his roster.
So Bulbasaur or whatever the
Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pikachu.
Squirtle, there's the one. Pikachu.
Bumble. Butterfree. It's the butterfly.
One?
The butterfly. It's like a Caterpie that turns into that.
No, I don't think I remember that one. But anyway, yeah.
It was hard to do because for like half the time you were training him, he was like a cocoon.
Yeah.
In a giant heart, and he couldn't really attack. Yeah, so everyone just left them and then fuck that guy. But he eventually turns into the Butterfree, which is pretty decent Pokemon. So like those 5, and like there was like one other one that he basically rotated out. I think it was the Mew eventually became his in like the first season.
Wasn't the Mew turn into like the bad guys?
No, that's Mewtwo. Oh. There was another the first legendary Pokemon that came out in the first series was called Mew. It actually talked like telepathy with Ash. And he became like his Pokemon, and he was like, it was creepy because it's like having an alien as your pet, basically. Yeah. He was like fully conscious and everything. Like he was intelligent. Yeah. He was stood upright. He looked like
I remember that now. Yeah, I do remember Mew now.
And I think eventually he like let him go and like be on his freedom and his own.
I think he did.
In the game, you don't have that option, so you just enslave this sentient being.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, these guys got fucked up. Damn. It's called dodging, buddy. Get the fuck out of the way.
That's when you put a big X on his forehead.
Yeah.
Not savable. Creepy.
Mm-hmm. Just like always, he was right, you dumbass.
Always, yeah. Is that guy having a seizure? Oh, wow. Okay.
Using your liver as a punching bag? Or stomach as a punching bag?
Down to, like, these...
Bladderish.
Oh, fuck. A bladder all the time. Like, she'll do a head roll and be like... I'm like, I just went pee, and I'm peeing. Like, I've literally, like I've always kind of been a Leahy there, but fucking I'm Leahy without even being drunk, and I'm still pissing myself. It's quite sad. Like, it gets to the point where I'm like...
That took me so long to figure out I've always been a little bit of a Leahy. It's like, what? Oh, yeah, he pisses himself all the time. Yeah.
Like, I go, and Dan's like, do you need a towel? And I'm like, I need more than a towel, hold me up. But I can't hold, like, she's all baby, and my bladder is like a peanut at this point. Yeah.
When do the Lone Gunman come into it? That's not until a few seasons, eh?
I want to say 3. It could be 2, like late 2.
I don't see a medical alert bracelet on your wrist, buddy. I should be talking, eh?
Right? But the government can track them that way, man. Like, I like how they're just introducing this guy in slowly, because isn't he part of that fucking the threesome of the nerds?
No, this is like the proto Lone Gunman. They have like every couple episodes they have somebody like a Lone Gunman, and eventually they just have their recurring characters. So they don't have to keep on paying different people and introducing different people. Like, fuck, we need somebody to explain shit and be all conspiracy with Mulder and helping him. And we keep on introducing these new people every 5 episodes, and then they die or they never come back because we don't have them contracted. So they get those 3 guys locked down in a contract and say, when we need you to come back.
So it is in the next season, because I was like, we've already seen, like, there's been a couple of episodes where...
And, like, when he meets them, he's already it's like them introducing the Lone Gunman to Scully. And Mulder's, they've already had a pre-existing relationship that we haven't seen.
Seems like years.
Exactly, they've known each other. Exactly. Yeah, see, that's what confused me when I first watched this episode. I was like, wait a second, he's just epileptic? This isn't like a weird experiment the aliens have been doing on him? Like, talk about a weird thing to introduce with the character. Like,
well, they might be introducing the science part of it where he's kind of going crazy because of the epilepsy and the lack of oxygen to your brain.
Yeah,
caused by epilepsy, and like then he's like now all conspiracy theory, right?
The epilepsy is a reason for us to trust him less because his brain's already a little screwed up. It's a bad knock. That's if the shoe fits.
Oh, like.
This guy
there's only so many times a brain can go without long periods of oxygen without doing some sort of damage.
Whenever I see the inside of a crazy person's RV, I always get disappointed. And I think my sister had that blanket.
I did.
Yeah, I think every woman in the world had that blanket at one point.
They were super cheap. They were being sold in every grocery store for like $4, and then that's where he knows it's something else, where he was abducted, right? Because
this guy was probably abducted as a kid or something, maybe. And then they gave him the epilepsy.
Oh.
But yeah, I always get disappointed with the crazy inside of a crazy person's RV, because if I had an RV and I was driving around the country chasing aliens, the inside of that thing would look so badass.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fucking gay.
No, it wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't have star and moon. It wouldn't look like my sister's fucking bedroom from when she was 13.
Yeah, adolescent bedroom.
Yeah.
And screw off, because I had that in my early 20s.
Yeah. No, but that guy's room looked pathetic. That was just the tip of the iceberg, that stupid fucking star fucking scheme.
I am a girl.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite blankets.
It was a very popular blanket.
Yeah. Well, they had...
It might not even been my sister. It might have been like a roommate I had later on in life.
I just remember them being super cheap, and like I had that one. I had one with.
Did you make them?
No, I bought them at the grocery store for like
just a blanket
$4 or $6
with the pattern.
or something.
It wasn't fabric.
No,
with the pattern.
It was just a blanket. They were cheap. But I had one like that, and then I had one with spiders, like it was Halloween style.
Oh, okay.
That came out around Halloween. But they're nice throw blankets for the couch, you know, like if you put it down and the dog can sit on it, like for $4, or you know, it'd cover you up and keep you warm. I remember getting like they were at I'm pretty sure it was grocery stores that had them. I could be wrong.
They just found out schizophrenic. He has schizophrenic drugs in his RV, or he just mentioned some pills and she knew what it was. I don't know if he did a blood test. So not only is he epileptic, he's also schizophrenic.
Discredited.
Well, I don't think the epileptic is really necessary. Schizophrenia would have made me discredit him, made him not think he was fucking all there anyway. Ooh.
Much larger meteors, soul planet.
Well, we just got real tense in this episode. We started paying attention.
And it's actually a fucking aliens one.
Yeah.
We've been bullshitting the way through, and it might have actually been a good...
It's probably,
It's probably one of the not...
Well, I was just going to say, because I enjoyed that miniseries. I don't know if it was a Stephen King miniseries, but I know it was a miniseries they're ripping off here, where that guy, like, comes and he falls in... The Visitor, I think it's called, maybe?
Oh, dude, my sister was a Stephen King nerd.
I don't think it was Stephen King. It might have been, though. But it was like a 6-part miniseries about this guy that, like, this alien that crashed in, like, the 60s. He was rescued by this woman. I think it was the guy who played Will in Will and Grace.
Okay. Was
the alien. And, like, he impregnated the woman and then fucked off back to his home planet or whatever. And had this kid, and they started this, like, lineage of half fucking alien kids, and they all started getting abducted and stuff, and like then he came back.
That sounds familiar, so I don't know if I've seen this miniseries.
I think it was like decades later he comes back, and there's like he's the good aliens, and these other bad aliens have been abducting these people, and he's trying to protect them. He's like a whistleblower in the aliens. And then there's this whole other group that have been trying to follow these people who've been being abducted and like figure out what's going on, like the FBI and shit. It's a pretty good series.
When was this? Like
90s.
90s?
Maybe late 90s, early 2000s.
What's it called?
I want to say The Visitor.
Are you thinking The Watchers?
No.
No? And that's a movie, but...
Pretty sure it was something like The Visitor or the...
Yeah, it's possible.
It always started with, like, the ship crashing in the bushes. You'd see it, like, this, like, streak across the sky, and then you'd see like through the trees at land, just like at the beginning of the episode when you saw that cop come up on them. They're like ripping off shots like verbatim from the miniseries.
Well, I do believe still that we're on a cheap budget in the first season of the X-Files, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did kind of pull that.
Oh yeah. Edit a bunch of cool fucking sci-fi stuff so they could make it on TV. Okay, I was just joking when I said I don't want your water to break on live.
Worse things have been on this couch.
Yeah. Worse things have definitely been on this couch. Don't worry about the couch.
My water breaking's probably cleaner. It'd probably
be cleaner afterwards.
Couch.
Yeah.
No, I won't do it.
Well, how dirty is fucking womb water? Is it just baby piss and shit? Or is it like actual...
Oh, dude, I'm not even sure. who wants to know that?
Well,
way to go for you.
I think I've seen comedy sketches where like they do the woman's water breaks, and it's just like she has probably a paper cup in between her legs, and it's like and it's just water that comes out, you know. But I'm assuming it's a little darker color than that. Man, these aliens really cooked the bodies of these soldiers. No shit, they're dead. Their bodies are smoking. The human body doesn't start giving off black smoke unless there is some serious shit internally wrong. Oh shit. I'm calling it right now. This warehouse is gonna blow up. And they're going to run out the last second. I remember this episode now, and I remember it actually as a pretty good one.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like it just from this guy. As soon as I seen him and the scar, I'm like, oh, this is so an episode we should have been paying attention to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are we going to see an alien ship here, or the warehouse just explode? I'm trying to call the climax of this episode.
I don't remember.
She just came out that door.
Alright, now they're going to blow it up.
Yeah, no, there's a door right to the side. They can just open up and walk in, and they're going to blow up the warehouse. Like, what the fuck?
Is that what they're doing? I thought
they
were putting it there.
They
to
literally...
blow out the hole, not the door to open it, but to blow it.
A hole in. Yeah, but she literally just came out the door that was right next to them.
No, but what I'm saying is, are they not trying to kill what's ever in there?
No, they're just trying to breach it.
They're just trying to breach it?
Yeah.
Well, idiots. She did just,
right?
Yeah. Okay, then that makes no sense.
Maybe they just want him dead, but... Or they think the aliens are in there. Oh, yeah, they are picking up. They have tracked the aliens here. There's one alien. There's Mulder, there's Max, and there's an alien. There he is.
Oh, Sammy out of fluid.
Huh? You might be right. They might just be blowing up the fucking building trying to kill the alien.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense. Like, they clearly watched her run out the door.
Yeah.
Is the only reason I'm like, they can't be that stupid, right? Mojo, why do you wait until, like, showtime to start baking?
Oh, he is invisible.
Well, yeah, you can tell by the squiggly lines.
Yeah. The squiggly lines I can see make him invisible.
Oh, TV.
Let's... The weirdest part about that whole... Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And I like his shoes.
Fucking red laced rock stars?
Yeah, I think it's the red laces. Maybe it's just I miss the fact that my feet can fit in Converse.
Converse, that's what it is.
They're Chuck Taylors, but they do say All Stars on them, don't they?
Rock Stars.
Oh, you said Rock
Yeah,
Stars.
it's a video game company. Okay, so where did they go? Were they abducted? Okay, so they weren't just blowing it up. They wanted to breach it. Yeah, that's stupid. They were just blowing There's a door right next to you guys. You don't have to waste the C4. Ooh, I wonder if that's like on his desk for the rest of the series.
That hat?
Or like in the corner or hanging up on the wall or something.
I bet you it's somewhere.
Yeah. So they that's why they were tracking that large comet. It was probably in orbit and it beamed them up.
Well, they were saying it was just hovering there, so yeah, they're thinking it was.
So instead of showing us a UFO in the sky, they just showed us some stupid radar screen and said, "Yeah, there's an alien up there that the people don't know about." And here we go.
Him hovering.
Is this when she tells them off?
Is it already? Are we getting that close? I think
no, she's just denying it. I think.
Maybe believing. Like, I don't think she actually goes as far as tell him off yet. But she's starting to realize that. I think she realizes she's getting used soon.
Here goes. She's gonna make a statement.
Fucking dog.
Yeah, I guess she's still kowtowing to them.
I know near the end.
Wait, did you just get did you trip down the stairs on the way back to Langley? Like, what the hell? You were walking around fine a second ago.
Oh, continuity.
Did he get hurt? Oh, when he got thrown. When he got thrown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
he must. Right. I didn't realize that he was limping though in that last scene.
I don't think he was, but
maybe he's just playing it up for his superiors here. See, I got hurt by an alien.
Wow, your shoulder pads aren't even that big today.
They get smaller and smaller as the 90s end.
Touche. Rip those out and fucking liberate yourself.
Yeah.
Burn them with your bra.
It's the 90s version of burning your bra in the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, Joe.
Man, this guy's really pissed off.
Pardon?
His boss is really pissed off.
His boss is?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he went off the grid. He went rogue.
He went rogue? But that's Mulder's thing.
So you're going to believe the general over your own agent?
Of course.
Well, I realize that they're just trying to brush this under the rug.
That's
They don't want to talk about it, but that makes no sense to go with the crazy general that you have no reason to believe, opposed to the FBI agent you've trained and supposedly trust.
But they're trying to cover up all of his shit.
Yeah, but I mean, why make their agent look bad?
Oh,
why not blame the general and say it was his fuck up?
I see what you mean.
Just because the general wants to play ball, I guess, maybe? So it's easier to deal with him, but you don't have any direct control over him. You have direct control over fucking Mulder. Try to make him happy.
That guy's not a smiler.
No, he's not. Not a happy man.
So, is it Smoking Man? Who do you think he's talking to?
If he has a cigarette in his hand.
Let's see, that's why. And I don't remember.
Yeah, it's cigarette smoking man. Oh, no, it's
not.
It's that guy. Yeah. This is when you realize that this guy's, not a good guy. He's, towing the company line, too. And, fucking with Mulder, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the smoking cigarette guy...
They're on the same side.
Is essentially on the same side as Mulder. Like, he just...
No. They're on the same side. This guy, the Deep Throat and the cigarette smoking man, are like the same, two different sides of the same coin. They're like partners working with the aliens to try to like cover shit up and make sure that the human populace doesn't get away with it. But like, I think this guy realizes that the other guy's just literally trying to take over the world. Like, and he's trying to stop that from happening. He's trying to keep the world free and safe, but I think depending on who's writing it and the season, people's motivations change and what's going on changes.
Oh, I'm assuming that's the case.
Have you seen the new series, the ending?
Not the last couple of episodes.
No? Oh, okay. They kind of
watched,
it's almost a wink and a nod at the end of like what's going. What we were just talking about.
Okay. I got to the point where the one after Tim Armstrong was in it, so the one where Mulder goes for the young Scully and Scully goes for the hot young Mulder.
Yeah, unfortunately they come back for the last episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was
it's
a
not
really
like they're
shitty
trying.
episode.
It's not like they're trying to. I like the only reason I like that episode was because, it's almost like they got so much complaints about people saying, why don't you just restart the series with two young people or whatever, or people saying don't restart the series with two young people.
Yeah.
So they like made it as a joke almost.
Okay.
They're like, see, this is what it would look like if we recast this and like rebooted the series.
Yeah,
no one would care. Yeah, it would look so stupid. But then they bring them back for the last episode, and it's like, canon, like defining world stuff. They're finally explaining shit, and like they have a big talk with the cigarette smoking man.
The last two episodes and watch.
But then they bring back these two joke characters for it. And they play pivotal roles, and you're like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you bring back like a lone gunman from the dead, or like fucking Krychek? Like bring Krychek back. Like that would have been so cool.
Oh, Krychek.
I did kind of like it because they totally like drove off a cliff. But
yeah, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm officially done with the X-Files.
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah. You're like, hey. Over. Story done.
Thanks for that.
No. It's like the story's done, but like there's
so
much of that. Like it just drives off a cliff, so your imagination just okay, they did this and this and this, and so you make up your own ending. So it has to be good, because it's your imagination. Like, and by the end of it, you're just again, like I said, it just goes right off the cliff, and your brain just goes, oh, okay, so this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen.
I wonder if they will, because
I don't know. I don't think they will. They'd be smart not to.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought this was set up for another movie, but the way they ended it, just leave it. Leave all the questions. People going, "What's going on? Like, what's going to happen?"
That's the whole point of
the
X-Files.
Exactly.
Questions. That's the whole point. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, that's episode 10. Look forward to the playlist, everybody, and maybe. Hopefully, if this kid wants to stick in and stay on the podcast, he'll fucking stay in there for another week.
Well,
and we can have you next week.
Taking her fucking time.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for joining us, everybody, and you have a good one.